Hello. I'm so dizzy. Enough silly business, let's get on to the topic. So, if you're watching this video, it means that you and your site have been selected for the free pouring trial that we're going to be doing in the Revolution to Cuba brand. Why are we thinking about introducing free pouring into the bars? Well, quite simply, it looks so much more fun and it's a way of just amplifying the fiesta that little bit more. Now, before we say goodbye to these jiggers, there's a few things that we need to go over on the legal basis. So there's 4 main things that we need to go over before we can even start to think about free pouring. Let's get into them. First thing that we'll need to go over is an extensive training for all of the members that are going to be taking part in this trial to ensure that they're dispensing accurate and consistent measures every single time. So there's no underpouring, no overpouring, and no wastage. So yeah, good. The second requirement is that training is assessed and recorded. What does that mean? It means that every single person that is taking part in the free pouring trial has to be at the training session for it. What does recording it mean? It means that we'll keep a record of everyone who is allowed to free pour, and at the beginning of every single one of your shifts where you're going to be free pouring, you're going to have to sit a little test beforehand to make sure that you're still dishing out consistent and accurate measures. There'll be more information covering this at a later point, but just to give you the bare bones of it, it's basically going to be free pouring different types of measures. So it could be a half shot, a full shot, and a 50 ml. And you're going to have to do that a few times before you start your shift with accuracy, write it down, put it on a wall where there's going to be the log of all of the records, just to make sure that we're above board and secure. Third thing we're going to have to go over is refresher training. This will be a little bit further down the line, but it's basically just going to be ensuring that everyone is up to scratch, dishing out accurate and consistent measures. Get used to the words accurate and consistent because they're going to become your life if you start free pouring. The fourth and final part that we're going to have to go over for the legal side of stuff is that all staff taking part in the free pouring trial have got ample opportunity to practice and hone in on their skills. So the easiest way to do that is to grab a good old grab part of a Boston tin, grab some measures, and then start free pouring. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Pinpoint accuracy. Yeah. Now that we know the theory behind the art of free pouring, I'm going to put it into practice, doing a little pour test, going for a half shot, a full shot, a double shot, and 3 shots, aiming to get an absolute maximum of 3 mils variance in order to ensure that I'm accurate and consistent. And 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and. Let's see how accurate and consistent I was. That is bang on. That is bang on. Bang on. And that is bang on as well. Therefore, we can see that I've been accurate and consistent here. But it looks a lot more fun because I'm taking the old bottle of water. I'm not using these, I'm just putting it into that. Sweet, fun. Now, let's troubleshoot some problems that you guys might have when it comes around to practicing your free pouring. First thing that I noticed in myself whilst watching these videos back was that if I was pouring from altering heights throughout the pour, it was inaccurate. The reason for this is that it's going to be pouring out at a different rate as I'm coming up and down. Therefore, when you're pouring, keep the bottle in one position, cut your pour, and then move on to the next one. It may look more fun to come up really, really high and then back down really, really low. However, you don't need to look fun. You don't even have a measure anymore. How much more fun can it get? So, let's practice keeping the bottle in one position, keeping the bottle going absolutely everywhere for a 50ml pour in these two. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Let's see which one was more accurate and consistent. So, as we can see, this one fits the 50ml bang on exactly perfectly. This one, however, is slightly over. It would still be a pass as it hasn't spilled out over the side. However, it is not as accurate as I want it to be. Therefore, keeping it in one position is going to ensure your accuracy. Right, now that we know the theory behind the art of free pouring, let's get on to where we can utilize this on the bar during this trial. To begin with, those chosen to take part in the free pouring trial are only going to be allowed to use it for the classic mojito. Why? Restricting it to one cocktail means that we can accurately track the wastage to see if we're any better or worse off using the free pouring method. That means that it is absolutely essential that you do not use it for anything else, especially spirit mixers. Now then, further on down the line, after you get a little bit better at free pouring and you've honed in on your skills, you might want to introduce a little bit more flair. So I'm going to show you a little thing that I learned, which I think is pretty fun. Yeehaw! And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. There we go. Accurate, consistent, more fun. Yeehaw! That's all for today, guys. I hope you've had fun watching this video and have learned a little bit about the art of free pouring. Hopefully the trial is successful for you guys. I'm sure it's going to be successful for us here. Can't wait to get in and about all of this free pouring business. Yeah. Peace out, troops. Bye.